Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and I just come on to give a little bit of explanation on um, the last couple of videos and what I've been thinking. And I think that some people might get the impression that in some ways I'm anti-Christian. In some ways I might be, because I disagree with a lot of the interpretations of Christian literature, and I disagree with how Christians interpret Jewish and Hebrew literature. And I also have problems with the way Christians interpret any kind of mythology. And a lot of times that's largely influenced by a theology rather than by looking at it from a historical point of view. So behind the scenes, I was being challenged in private messages. So I made those last couple videos on pagan parallels because some apologists were asking me questions. I had about 4 or 5 people, and totally put me over the edge. And so I made those videos, and those videos may have intentionally sounded anti-Christian to make a point. So basically, I was getting stuff thrown at me, which is fair. I'm not here to complain. I'm not here to say that I was being persecuted and all that, because we all know that if you've been on YouTube, you open your I can say this, you open yourself up to those sorts of things, and it just comes with the territory. So I expect it. So I was being challenged. So I answered in a stern way to dish back some of the stuff that I was being fed. So I just wanted to clarify that I'm not against Christians, because all Christians are not alike. My family, large portion of it, it's still very much Christian, and I care about them very much. And my brother-in-law and my sister do ministry in a church, very active in church, and they do a lot of positive things. And I really like Christian literature. But as I said before, I believe that a lot of times, due to the theology and the doctrines in Orthodox, the texts are sometimes influenced by those ideas. Sometimes modern views. And so you say, wait a minute, does it happen in history? Yes. Everybody's biased. I know that. However, some people are biased with motives. And I'm not here to evangelize for atheism or agnosticism. I could care less. I'm here because I really care about literature. I really love reading it, and it puts me over the edge when I feel it's being misrepresented. So this is how I compare the idea. So I'm going to get a cup of coffee, and you go to say a coffee vendor, and you tell me you want black coffee. So you get black coffee, and it looks a little white. Now, from drinking coffee before, you know that particular coffee that you always drank was black, but now it's a little bit white. So you say to the vendor, the punk teen behind the counter for the summer job, hey, did you put cream in my coffee? Then of course he's going to say no, because you don't want to get in trouble. So he'll say no. So you could do one or two things. But also, some people put creamer in the coffee and pass it off as real coffee, and then tell you that you don't know the difference. And a lot of times, theology is the cream that's put into the coffee, so to speak. And a lot of times, it's the food coloring put into the water. And a lot of times, it's the lemonade that's put into the water, and they try to pass it off as pure. That sort of thing puts me right over the edge. And a lot of the ideas about, you know, parallels that are there, definitely there. They bury their heads in the sand in order to brush it off. So do atheists and agnostics do the same thing about belief systems? Yep. A lot of times, both sides over-exaggerate, or they misrepresent the literature, and a lot of times they both minimize the importance of certain things for their own causes. Do I do that sometimes? You bet. I get caught up in it too, and sometimes it hits me like a tidal wave. So I love religious literature. I have a lot of Christian religious literature on my shelf. New Testament literature, Gnostic texts, and stuff from the Nag Hammadi library. Beautiful stuff. So just hang in there. And some videos that I make may not be, even though they sound to be blanketing, I'm just dishing something back that was given to me, something that you have to do. Because if you don't, you might feel like you're being taken advantage of. So when I generalize, that's usually going to somebody, and there might be some behind it. So just want to give that explanation. Take care, friends. Remember, everybody's thinking alike, and somebody isn't thinking.